What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you, well, with another market watch today. Had a bit of a sore throat the other day, didn't get a chance to make a market watch, but here we are. Listen, I saw this, someone showed this to me the other day, and they were like, V, check this out. Listen, hey, you can make money on it. These are my field centers. This is right there, YGOPaisano. Obviously, he sold one, and he has others for sale. Once again, here's another one. Sold out. Darkwing Dragon field center. He's not wrong, by the way. Hey, $60, $6 shipping. Do you? You know, once you buy my field centers, they're up to you whether or not you want to sell them or not. I have no control over it. I don't care if you can make more money by doing it. Great news. Seriously. So if anyone out there selling my field centers, reselling my field centers, go right ahead. These things are really hard to come by. It takes a long while for me to get them, so I imagine it takes a long while for you to get them. And there are other peoples and other avenues that I'm not doing, like eBay, that you might find success in those field centers. A lot of people get compliments all the time about them, and I guarantee if you own one, you'd be one of those. Make sure to check out my website, YGOPaisano.com. All right. Let's look at the market watch, because a lot of things are happening in a very short amount of time. With the release of Darkwing Blast, a lot of you players are wondering what is going to be the next thing I should be looking into. I mean, Power the Elements had sprites, it had T-Elements, it had exorcists, it had a lot of cool stuff in it. And now people want to be ready and prepared, well, with the next set coming out. Once again, Darkwing Blast. Goddies, they're going to be getting support in this set. Now, I don't know nothing about this deck. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people told me to look into this, and for the most part, I really should. But I haven't had time to really do it because I'm working on a lot of other deck cores. With that said, the current value of the Gotti, I really need a whatever. This core is relatively inexpensive. I mean, yes, Gotti of the deep, the Powder Elements Ultra Rare is $14, and the Secret Rare is $3. But that's the most expensive card. After that, the next one is Pace's Light of the Gotti, 80 cents. The rest of the core is relatively inexpensive, and even with the new stuff coming out of Darkwing Blast, once again, relatively inexpensive. Gotti Fury is $1. It's the newest card, so, I mean, a couple of new cards, but once again, not a lot of money. Now, one thing that was made in Power the Elements as a Starlight Rare was Blackwing Dragon. I hate when they do this. I'll be straight up, I'm not a big fan when Konami made a Starlight Rare version of Star's Dragon, as well as Black Rose Dragon. Not that I hate those, I think they look great as Starlight Rares, but they could have used that as an opportunity to make a lot of other cards up to a higher rarity. I mean, to be honest with you, I thought it'd be really cool had Konami say, you know what, let's make a Starlight Rare version of, like, let's say Infinite Permanence, or Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Yes, it would be really expensive, and it would be the new highest valued version, but it will at least drop, even partially at the time, the value of the other versions. Well, now, we're you know, Ghost Ogre, I mean, not Ghost Ogre, Ash Blossom getting a reprint, as well as Infinite Permanence. It's kind of doing that naturally, but it'd be cool if they did that previously, rather than make a card like Black Rose Dragon, which, by the way, has a Ghost Rare. Current value, by the way, of the Starlight Rare version of Blackwing Dragon is roughly around $500. Meanwhile, the Shining Darkness version, original print, first edition Ghost Rare, which has slowly been rising in value, is roughly around $240. So you can get the harder to get one, or the harder to get one. Once again, I'm not a big fan of these Starlight Rares when it comes on the cards that are already hard to get. I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! Players owning first edition versions of Ghost Rare, Blackwing Dragon actually care about the Starlight Rare. And if you can play that once again Starlight Rare, I mean, sure you can, but what's more rare? What's more harder to get? In my opinion, I think Ghost Rare is in this situation. We also have the rest of the set out of Darkwing Blast coming out soon. So the new T-Element card, T-Elements Rukalos, is only a one-of. The current market price shows it to be roughly around $75. The current value right now on TCG Player is $64. I expect this card to drop in value, as even though TCG players do need this card, it's only a one-of, not a multiple copy, which obviously is going to impact the price. And there's a lot of other cards in here. I mean, Bestials come in this set, or Bysteals, I don't really know how to say it right. Sprites get Sprite Sprint, so once again, there's a lot of great cards in here. And obviously for Blackwings, well, a lot of good stuff for Blackwings. Here's the question though, what is going to be the best out of Darkwing Blast? Some people are saying the new Sprite stuff is going to be big enough. Some people are saying the new T-Element stuff is going to help carry T-Elements. Some people are saying Bysteals. I would love to know what you think. I hear a lot of comments from a lot of people about everything coming out in Darkwing Blast. And to be honest with you, I really don't know or care what it is. to be honest with you, I'm gonna get Sprite Sprints. I'm gonna get Tiamat Ruclos. I'm gonna get the new Bysteel stuff. I'm gonna get all this stuff, and I'm gonna be playing it on my stream, twitch.tv, YGO_Paisano. Currently, I'm playing, well, Flunderies, but I'm chasing decks constantly, and on my stream on Twitch, I'm gonna be going over all the decks, all the cores, and the different variations. So as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, if you want to know, hey, listen, maybe I want to play Flunderies, or maybe I want to play Tier Limits, or I want to play Sprites, check out my Twitch. Once again, links will be down below. Moving forward, though, I do think that it's kind of crazy to see some of these cards already being bought out already. Destructive Daruma Karmic Cannon, not too long ago, was actually bought out. There's only copies of it at $13. Right now, you can pre-order it for $1 plus $1 shipping, and it's a common at a Darkwing Blast. I'm serious. Change as many monsters on the field as possible to face down defense position. Then, if either player controls a face-up monster or monsters, they must send all face-up monsters they control to the graveyard. Now, this is a pretty decent trap, but it's a common. Is it worth it? I don't know. You let me know. I highly doubt this is going to be a short-printed common, so it'll be relatively easy to come across. It doesn't have a high rarity bump, and it's out of Darkwing Blast. Just giving you a heads up on a common you might want to consider holding on to if you was to go to your pre-release at your locals. Over here in the Megatons, I mean, the values are kind of, for the most part, stabilizing. Part of Prosperity is now $40 for its stabilized price point. I was doing my live stream yesterday, and I talked to somebody who said, hey, listen, Prosperity is still really expensive. And I guess you're not wrong. It is pretty expensive, but when you realize the fact that Part of Prosperity used to be $130, $40 is friend prices. So I do think that Megaton versions of these reprints are great. I'm a big fan of reprints. I just hate gold because, you know, it's hard to resell, it's hard to trade, and also, they look ugly. Add that to the gold counter. Looking at Forbidden Droplet, it's roughly around 27, 25 at the lowest for a Forbidden Droplet. We're going to start seeing a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh players use this card, but here's the real question. Will this card continue seeing main play use throughout the rest of the meta? I mean, with Runics, your Droplet basically does nothing. Besides it being a brick in the hand, not a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players can really play droplets against, let's say, like, Runic Mine, which kind of doesn't care if you droplet them. You only have one opportunity to, and if they go first, there goes that. A lot of other collectible cards, like Darkwing Girl in this set, Blue Eyes White Dragon, are slowly starting to go down in value. We talked about this when Megatons were coming out. We said these collectible Yu-Gi-Oh cards only hold value in the beginning, as collectors want to go in and snipe them, and that's it, and they're just going to pull away. The fact that Darkwing Girl alternate art, as well as Blue Eyes being short printed, well, for the most part, it means the value is going to go down eventually. We've seen this happen before. I pointed out in that market watch. Looking at other cards, though, like Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, it's been around the $13 or $14 mark for a while. It is slowly going down, but not fast. I do think this is a stable price point for Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. If you were debating on buying one, now is the right time. Because historically speaking, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring's price normally goes up once it stabilizes, and it's stabilized. I want to make the same kind of thing with Divine the Herald, except Divine the Herald's a little bit different. It's not like Ash. It was at 13. We're seeing it here roughly around anywhere from $11 to $12 a copy. You need to get 3 of these as soon as possible if you are looking to play the new version of Tier Limits, which runs the Shizus. Now, Divine the Herald is not always needed. There are other cards you can use, but if anyone wants to get ready and have all the cards ready in case they want to play any build, you're going to need a playset of Divine the Herald at 3 minimal. I mean, you could probably do 2, but 3 is realistically what you want to get. Then we have, well, Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Battlecast is such a weird set because it holds cards like Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, which has been going up in value. The card price holds to be roughly around $9. Looking at today, it's $15 for Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Illusion of Chaos barely sees any play. I think we can agree on that. And most people will play one of these. And to be honest with you, the value has been all over the place. From as low as $31 to its current price point, which is roughly around $35, $36 with shipping, Illusion of Chaos is still holding good value, despite the fact that it doesn't see much play. It's a great card, well, when used realistically with Merchants of Soul, but nevertheless, it should not be this high. But it is. And then a card that does have a real value is Flunderies and the Advent of Adventure. Everything's in Flunderies got reprinted, for the most part. Yes, you still have to get Part of Extravagance, Part of Prosperity. You can't use Part of Extravagance, but Prosperity is better. But Flunderies, the Advent of Adventure, right now out of Battle Chaos, the only printing, which had a low price of $9, is currently about $25 a copy. Did they get a reprint? Put it on the block. $25 each copy for Flunderies and the Advent Adventure. Now, if you own this card or place this card, you're in luck because the rest of the Flunderies core is dirt cheap. Minus, once again, this card and Pot of Prosperity. Have a place in each, the Flunderies core literally will cost you nothing because you have the real value in cards. So MathMech's been doing pretty good this past weekend. I really want to ask anybody watching this video right now, do you know how to play against MathMechs? Seriously. You might want to start considering it because MathMechs is going to see more play. In fact, I'm positive of it. Now, here's the question. Is MathMech in Nister better or Pure? Going by this past weekend as a Y6 extravaganza, MathMechs appeared to be Pure the best build for MathMechs. Looking at it, you're going to want to start focusing on cards like Summa Factorio, which you're going to need 2 of, roughly around $8 to $9. Sigma, $5 to $6. And after that, everything's relatively inexpensive. If you count expensive as like $2 to $3 cards that you probably would need at least 2 of, ideally 3 of. The rest of the MathMech stuff isn't too expensive once you have, like once again, Super Factorial Sigma, but it can add up if you are looking to play a higher rarity count, obviously. This is one of the very few times I'm going to point out and say, listen, Laplacian, Gold Rare, not that bad. And it's not that bad because the cards don't look that bad. Wait, was it Laplacian? No, it was, 1 second. Alambertian. So, okay. So this Alambertian, Secret Alambertian is $37, $38. The Gold Rare is 75 cents. I'm gonna be real with you. If you're playing MathMech and you're not looking to get a max rarity, it ain't no shame in rocking a Gold Rare 75-cent card over a $37 card. I hate gold rares, but I'm always chasing the best value, not the best rarity. It just so happens, if you can get the best rarity, obviously you want to spend $70 if you can. But if you don't want to spend money on MathMech, if it's not your main deck, if you just want to play for a little while, no shame buying a 75-cent card, using it, and just like anything else, like a dirty condom, tossing it to the side. That's the way I see these kind of cards with MathMechs. It ain't my cup of tea, but I will say, on stream, twitch.tv YGOPaisano, I will probably be playing MathMechs. And I will be probably rocking the gold rare. Sorry, just came out. This card, I'll probably be rocking it on that stream as I'm going to go ahead and play cardboard. Now, once again, I'm not supporting the fact of gold rare usage. Besides Ellic the Golden Lord. Ellic the Golden Lord alternate art, I don't care if it's gold rare or not. The JoJo Golden Art, Golden Lord looks absolutely amazing. But the rest of this stuff, yeah, I mean, it's MathMechs. You mess around with it, you play around with it, then you take it and you go, hey, that was fun. Throw it in a deck box and throw it to the side. That's what I'm going to do personally. There are Yu-Gi-Oh! Players out there that are looking to play MathMechs in their main deck, and if you are, I would highly recommend getting a higher rarity. But it's up to you at the end of the day. Once again, it's always up to your budget as a player. All right. Moonlight obviously starting to see a lot more play this past weekend with Telements. And Moonlight Serenade Dance is a card that you're going to want to get. Now, has the price risen? Yep. Yes, it has. From a low price of $2, the current value of the card isn't too crazy if you don't count crazy as being $6. So kind of almost double, tripled in value. Now, you don't need to get the super version of Moonlight Serenade Dance. You don't. You can get the common Legendary Duel 6 and 2, which is roughly around 15 cents. So you still have opportunity to get Moonlight Serenade Dance at a dirt cheap price. It's up to you whether you want to do that or not. I'll be honest with you, I'm at the point where I'm looking to build every single deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't really care about rarity as much. Once I have my main deck for the entire meta, then I personally like to focus on getting that deck max rarity. But until that, it doesn't matter. So go to buffet. I'm just grabbing everything in my hand, and then when I find a meal I like, then we get fancy, okay? You get the plate, you get the, boom, you do it right with the spoon and utensils. But until then, I'm grabbing every Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck like I'm going to buffet. Fat chick at a buffet, just grab my what's that, MathMechs? Whatever. I'll play that deck for a while. What you got there? Flunderies? Give it a year. Like, it doesn't matter, right? All right. Then we move over to Runics. Because I think the reason why Mystic Mind players are not showing their head is because of Runics. Unless, here's where it gets tricky, you are playing Runic Mystic Mind, then why not? But for the most part, Mystic Mind has pretty much lost a lot of power, and I kind of predicted this when the bans did come out. I looked over the bans and I said, hey, listen, Mystic Mind looks pretty good, but Runics looking really good. And I think the reason why we're not seeing a lot of Mystic Mind decks just run all over the place is because of the existence of Runics and Runic players putting those Mystic Mind players in check. Once again, I want to emphasize, unless it is a Mystic Mind Runic player, then all hell breaks loose. But I still think that play still has a huge, massive issue when playing against, well, a player who's well suited to stop that. i.e. Cosmic Cyclone, which I think a lot of you places are going back to in order to stop Runic Fountain or Mystic Mine. Damn do you do, damn do you don't, I say. You know, one thing I like about the ban list is the price of banned cards rise really high in value. One thing I've not talked about is what happens afterwards. Obviously, we recently just had a ban list, and cards like Masterpiece or Juice Draco Slaying King, as we get near the bans, the price actually rises. But what happens after the ban list? Let's take a look. The current price of Secret Rare version of Masterpiece, Juice Draco Slaying King, and a Maximum Crisis, well, the price did go down, stabilize. It's trying to fight to go back up, but it's currently $22. Now, that's kind of low when you realize the fact that when we get to the next ban list, it'll probably be at least $30. Wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. The funniest part about this is, and I would love to know if you guys can any reminiscence in the comment section down below, is Masterpiece, when it got banned, it went as low as $4 for this card. I have my playset still. $4. Dirt cheap. And it's so funny to see that because this card, realistically, may never come off the ban list. Or maybe it will. But will it matter is the real question. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. And good luck to whoever's selling these field centers. Hey, if you want to get these field centers that I don't have on my website because I'm sold out, I don't know who bought them. Could be anybody. Why don't you go to eBay, check it out. You type in YGOPaisano, should be able to pop up. If you go to my website and buy the field centers I currently have available, YGOPaisano.com. I greatly appreciate you buying from this website. It does help support me, and of course, it does help create more field centers that are coming out soon. Probably in about 2 months soon, by the way. Everything's being worked on in the background, and I can't wait to show you the next batch of new field centers, hopefully in about 2 months. Anyway, Paisanos, it's your boy V, and you boys all have a great day.